5:30 p.m. agenda review session will begin now, followed immediately by the City Council meeting for Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. We have approval of minutes, report of correspondence by City Clerk, report of business from Council President, public hearings, ordinances on second reading, 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, handicap parking. 2, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. First reading, 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, time limit parking. 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 16, site plan review. 3, an ordinance to amend the redevelopment plan for the New Brunswick Sears redevelopment area. 4 has been pulled. 5, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 5, rent control. Resolution 1, approve agenda amendments. 2, approve payroll. 3, authorize refund for redeemed tax sales certificates. Items 4 through 11 are for various street closings and use of city property, various locations and date. 12, authorize lease of copy machine for police department. 13, approve award of contract with SHI. 14, approve award of contracts with Barbado Nursery and Site 1 Landscaping. 15, approve award of contract with Clearview Health. 16, approve amendment of Resolution R-042218 with Montana Construction. 17, approve amendment of Resolution R-022036 with Suburban Consulting. 18, resolution designating G. Mercado Construction as the redeveloper of abandoned property. 19, approve resolution to refer a redevelopment plan for certain properties to the Planning Board. 20 has been pulled. 21, authorize utilization of public right-of-way for ARM. 22, approve award of contract for natural resource inventory. 23, approve resolution indicating the city is supporting BCUW Madeline CHM LLC's application for assistance to the State of New Jersey's Affordable Housing Trust Fund. 24, approve amendment of Resolution R-042238 for HSC Builders. 25, approve award of contract with Ferguson U.S. Holdings. 26, approve award of contract with T-Mobile. 27, rescind Resolution R-051855. And 28, rescind Resolution R-111367. Then we have items for discussion by council. Public comment. The next City Council meeting will be Wednesday, May 4th, 5:30 p.m. in Council Chambers at City Hall. And now the meeting will come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Anderson is absent. Councilmember Egan.
Here.
Councilmember Fleming.
Here.
Council Vice President Escobar is absent. Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick, has been filed with the City Clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board and posted in the back vestibule of City Hall, visible to the public through the windows in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News Tribune. Additionally, a 48-hour notice of time, place, and manner of conducting this meeting has been made by the City Clerk as is required by law. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I just ask that you remain standing for a moment and send prayers to Councilman Anderson for his continued recovery. Thank you.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes from second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Madam Clerk, has the correspondence been directed to the appropriate departments?
Yes, Madam President. The correspondence received by the City Clerk's office has been forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you. And I just have one update from the last meeting. Ms. Robinson addressed the council regarding the police department for an incident that occurred, and there was an internal affairs investigation opened as a response to that. They wanted to look at the time of the officers, the emergency personnel, and the allocations of the police misconduct. None of those things can be discussed in any further detail because they're both active investigations. Those are the only comments I have tonight. We have no public hearings. Ordinances on second reading. One, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.20, Handicap Parking, Section 10.20.010, Schedule 3-9, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons, delete 21 Bergen Court, add 261 Handy Street and 28 Chester Circle, Apartment 2B. We are preparing to open a public hearing on this ordinance only for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. If any members of the public wish to speak on this ordinance, please approach the council line up in the center behind the doors there. Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson. I apologize. Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. And two, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. We are preparing to open the public hearing on this ordinance only for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. If any members of the public wish to speak on this ordinance, please approach the council in the center of the room behind the swinging doors.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. We have ordinances on first reading. One, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.16, Stopping, Standing, or Parking, Section 10.16.210, Schedule 3.8, Time Limit Parking Areas, and Section 10.16.050, Schedule 2.9, Time Limit Parking Meters for Hamilton Street.
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, May 4th, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Two, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 16, Land Development Code, Chapter 16.24, Site Plan Review for minor site plan application fees.
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, May 4th, 2022, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Three, an ordinance to amend the redevelopment plan for the New Brunswick Sears redevelopment plan area in the City of New Brunswick.
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, May 4th, 2022, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Four has been pulled. Five, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 5.80, Rent Control, for several proposed amendments.
Move the ordinance setting down Wednesday, May 4th, 2022, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. Next, we have resolutions 1 through 28. 20 was pulled. At this time, we're preparing to open the meeting to the public comment on resolutions only for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. If any members of the public wish to speak on the resolutions, please approach the council in the center of the room behind the swinging doors. Good morning, Mr. Cradaville. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good night.
Good evening.
Sorry.
Madam Council President,
Please state your name and give us your address for the record.
Charles Prattville, I live on Sedan Street in Brunswick. Pleased to be here in person and get to have a dialogue with you about these resolutions. Not trying to be a wise guy, but 258 is about the water walk to educate all about the 663 people worldwide who lack access to clean water. I see, Madam President, you have a bottle of Fiji water here. Somebody else with a Poland Spring bottle. Is there anything wrong with the New Brunswick public drinking water in this building?
No, I drink the water at home all the time. When I'm traveling, I have a bottle of water with me.
Okay, I just know when the meetings were at City Hall, there'd be a metal pitcher filled up with New Brunswick water, and that would at least show us that you were drinking the water, and I don't think it's a good look to be bringing bottled water when the city supposedly has no problems with the drinking water. So I do encourage it in the future to replicate the way it was before and have everybody drinking public water. But the bulk of my questions are about a different resolution. I see here 274, ends in 274, number 20. Why is it necessary to give a long-term tax exemption?
It was pulled, Mr. Prado.
Oh, okay. So does this mean the city's not going to give a long-term tax exemption to this
This
developer?
means we're still looking for some answers and before we put it on for a vote. The council requested answers.
Okay, great. And I guess I would like some answers as well. Can you tell me the total value of the project? Maybe Mr. Dominguez?
Well, we're not going to speak about it because it's pulled off of the resolutions for today.
Okay, well, I'll follow up with Mr. Dominguez then. I guess while I'm up here, I would like to know about the one right before it, the redevelopment plan for certain properties. Can you tell me which properties?
I don't know if there's going to be, well, they'll be on, this is going to refer everything to the planning board, but as you know, there's a scattered site plan that was set up when we did the abandoned properties. So from time to time, that is going to change as properties come off and new properties go on to that. And this will be in regard to that, and you'll hear all the details at the planning board meeting when we receive it there.
Okay, I guess I'm a little surprised that the council doesn't know what properties are being referred.
Mr. Dominguez?
Mr. Prattville would look, it's as part of the resolution there. I wouldn't remember offhand if it wasn't here, but these, if you look at the packet, it has.
Okay. Are there addresses?
Yes, there are. Addresses and block and lots.
I'll review them. And yeah, that is all that I had on the resolution. I'll look forward to speaking again later.
Thank you, Mr. Prattville. Hello, Ms. Moore. Please state your name and give us your address for the record.
Yes, Danielle Moore, Somerset Street. First, I would like to say my prayers do go out to Mr. Anderson. I hope everything is all well with him, feel better, recover soon. Like I said, he's always been a person with a good heart to look after others. And I surely will say a prayer that everything is all right with Mr. Don Anderson. My concerns, I will comment on the water as well, but this evening to see something about just the words where water walk. Well, wow, I think the city council needs to take a walk to our water, the Raritan River, due to where, like I said, wow, very polluted. I wouldn't trust the New Brunswick water for anything. Due to where, with so much pollution going on. And honestly, I believe that's where a lot of people are drinking bottled water, because New Brunswick water isn't clean at all, and I surely wouldn't trust it. It's sad to say, but like I said, maybe you guys would start taking a walk through areas to see with the pollution, especially with that Raritan River, with basically any type of water that's coming through. I wouldn't trust it at all. And I will eventually show you the pictures to provide you all the pollution and dirt down there due to where you say what the community is to clean it up. That is not work. The community cannot clean that up where that is so polluted down there. Like I said, I wouldn't trust any water from New Jersey at all. No matter how much chloride you put in, filter it, I wouldn't trust it at all. And once you go down there, you understand why. My concerns is basically for the projects as well. Mr. Prattville was saying, like, what's to be approved due to where I've been seeing a lot of projects that's where.
Ms. Moore, what number are you speaking of?
Due to where that's 19 approved resolution to, like, for the different properties should be redone, and then I see another one for 269 Tyler Street. I have to say a lot of these due to where you don't have details where a lot of these projects are being started, and then how you put it through to tell the public what's going on, which I say that's wrong due to where I think we need to be ahead to put what's going to be done first before something really gets started. And I noticed that's been happening a lot out of the past few months with a lot of projects. But like I said, that was my main comment was basically about the water situation. And then speaking of water, if you can tell me what 25 would be.
Yes, that is for material for the Handy Street and Jules and Jersey Avenue water main projects.
So due to where that's been close to approved for $5 million already, so this price is added on top of that $5 million that's been approved already?
Yes.
Okay, when, can you give me a time, like when is this to start?
This is stuff that's in progress already, and some of these projects have already happened. Some of the emergency projects that came up during
Yes, I
the
did,
project
yeah,
itself.
I did see that,
So
yes.
it's a continuing project.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have been seeing the water company very busy, so, yeah, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam President, may I be heard again on the resolutions?
Briefly.
Yeah, I wanted to express concern on this, the scattered sites. I see 34 Lee Avenue on the list. It says the use is a two-family plus a church. I think I know the two-family home, and it's an eyesore that does need to be changed, but the church is doing just fine. I'm concerned if the church would be in harm's way.
Mr. Dominguez, would you like to comment on this, please?
Certainly. The situation there is that it's one parcel. The church and the two-family home are the same site. Given the situation and the inability to rehab it, the church has been interested in conveying it to the city for rehab. So this is to add it to the list and create a program for rehabilitation for that site in question. So, yeah.
And so the church would not be taken out?
No, the church is almost assuredly going to cease as an operation. And it's not, the church is not a fact, is not considered in the continuation of the property. The property will most likely have to change use in order to attain productive use once again as a whole parcel.
So the church will go, is what I'm hearing.
If the process of rehabilitation through redevelopment occurs, then yes, the church will cease to be.
I've been to that church many times. It's an important part of the community, and I would hate to see it go. So I would caution you against doing what you're doing here and declaring it in need of rehabilitation. I understand the circumstances are unique, but just because it's on the same parcel, I don't see why you can't keep the good thing and get rid of the bad thing. There's got to be a better way. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you, and I know you do understand that this is going to go to the planning board, and they're going to be the ones who are going to make the recommendation or not to send it back to city council.
Thank you.
Move the resolution?
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes. And now I'll ask for the final OEM update, and that is, of course, unless we need it in the future, then we'll bring you back for that.
Thank you. Good evening. COVID update for April 20, 2022. COVID will continue to rise and fall as new variants come and go. Vaccine and boosters are the best protection against COVID. The city continues to have 2 dedicated pages on our website for COVID testing and vaccinations. Both pages can be viewed directly from the city website by navigating the COVID-19 drop-down menu. For COVID testing, www.citynewbrunswick.org/COVID testing, and for COVID vaccinations, www.citynewbrunswick.org/COVID vaccines. We will continue to share major COVID news via our social media and our city website, citynewbrunswick.org. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Egan, do you have anything you'd like to address tonight?
Don't do that.
Councilman Fleming? Yeah, okay, and then we'll move to the public portion of the meeting. At this time, we're preparing to open the meeting for public comment for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. If any members of the public wish to speak during this portion, please approach the council in the center of the room behind the swinging doors. Remember, this is for comment only. We're not entertaining questions. If you pose them, please continue with your dialogue until your time is up, until your remarks are finished.
Good evening, council members, council president. My name is Janella Poku. Hi, Councilman Fleming, how are you? Janella Poku, I'm a resident at 75 Redmond Street here in New Brunswick. And I'm coming to you with a major concern that the residents of our condo association, Douglas Estates North, this is kind of on the corners of Paul Robeson, George, and Redmond. We have some concerns about the number of and the frequency of panhandlers and homeless people on our property on a regular basis. I've been a resident of New Brunswick since 2008. I moved here when I left my parents' house, and I've been very happy in the city of New Brunswick since, and I would like it to stay that way. But unfortunately, the quality of life has really declined in that particular area. Just to give you a little bit of history, we have attended council meetings before in reference to this. Back in 2019, we started coming, prior to the pandemic, of course, to share our concerns, and the concern, it only got worse. We also spoke to and communicated with a representative at the time from the mayor's office, Mr. Keith Jones. He was very responsive at the time in terms of getting back to us, attending our association meetings, but unfortunately, there was very little that was able to be done at the time to help deal with this particular issue. We have contacted the police. We call them whenever the individuals are on our property. And they do come out and they do sit for a while, but then they're gone. The individuals are right back. We maintain communication with the mayor's office. And the most egregious and concerning act that occurred just about a week ago, 2 panhandlers during the day at 11:30 a.m. were having sex behind our building. And an 11-year-old child witnessed this, and the mother had to explain to her child what was happening and what she saw. Following that, on Easter Sunday, that same family took their children out to do a quick Easter egg hunt, and the individual had no pants on outside, on our property. Again, they've called the police, they've come out, but this again has continued to be an issue. I did have pictures that I wanted to provide to the council to show you exactly what's happening in terms of them leaving and taking up residence on our property. I don't want to necessarily break the threshold if I'm not able to.
No, you.
Okay, but I definitely wanted to, and you can just kind of pass these around however you like, but I wanted to provide an opportunity to show you the photographs of how they have taken over residence. I contacted the Department of Public Works on advisement from the police department to have their items removed from our property. According to the supervisor and the superintendent of the Department of Public Works, because their items are now on our private property, they cannot pick the items up. As you can see from the pictures, the individuals are actively doing drugs on our property. We have found drug paraphernalia, condoms, etc. We do not want to pick these items up, but again, they have been refused to be picked up by the Department of Public Works. So that's step one, at least cleaning up our property in order for us to again return to our quality of life that we've had on our quiet corner. Just want to make sure I share all of the appropriate information with you. Our condo association just really wants to know, or really wants you to be aware of this so you can create a plan for better addressing the issue with panhandlers, drug users, and homelessness in our city. We do know there are individuals who have needs. We get that, we understand that, and we understand that New Brunswick has become a hub, the hub city has become a hub for these individuals to be dropped off after they leave their facilities. We do know this, but again, it has truly disrupted our quality of life on Paul Robeson and George, and we really need something done about that. So I appreciate your time, and my hope is that somebody will reach out to me directly. Again, I'm at 75 Redmond Street in New Brunswick regarding your plan for this particular issue.
Can you spell your last name?
Sure, O-P-O-K-U, Opoku. And the first name is Janelle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, and I'll certainly look into it and speak with some of the appropriate departments tomorrow to see how it can facilitate something.
And Councilwoman Vice President Escobar, who is not here tonight, is my neighbor. So I'm sure she can speak to some of the concerns that we have on our property.
We were just actually
Discussing
that before because.
And not only your particular area.
Yeah, we were saying how it's getting real aggressive now too. It's not like, they're like
It's
coming
beyond
to the,
addressing.
yeah. And we were just discussing that where it goes beyond this panhandling. It's almost like, you turn around and they'd be like, right in my window, right in our window. Actually rode through it today, dropping my sons off. So we're aware of it, but we'll be in touch. Though.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You want your pictures?
Do you want your pictures?
You can actually hold on to them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Hi,
evening.
please state your name and give us your address.
Good evening, my name is Jeremy Johnson, I'm at 152 George Street. I come here in support of the comments that Janelle provided. I have lived in this city since 2003. I love New Brunswick, I love living and working in New Brunswick. But as of recent, I have independently been involved and confronted by the gentleman who has been panhandling. He is cursing, swearing, and I basically asked this gentleman to remove his items from our property. And at that time, he continued to threaten me and approach me individually. I have to say the New Brunswick police are great. They are really great, but it has obviously become a problem for not only us, but them, because we will continue to call them every time. I actually volunteer to coordinate the efforts at that property, and at this time, I've heard from numerous residents. The gentleman has been there at all hours of the night. He has stopped the family on the corner from getting out of their car at night unless they actually paid him off. It has become a real public safety issue in our neighborhood. I would like to see that this council limit the ability of people to solicit during certain hours. Of course, we are not here to upend people's freedom of speech, but we are here to make sure that residents and communities are safe. And there should not be solicitation in off hours. It should be mandated to certain hours of the day, and it should not be at night, just like businesses. In addition, I have to make remarks that this property is within a community where young people and families walk to school, and so they too are confronted with this outrageous and very threatening behavior. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Hello, Ms. Moore, please state your name, spell your last name, and give us your address for the record.
Hi, yes, Danielle Moore, Somerset Street. I would just like to start off again, once again, prayers to Mr. Anderson. My condolences to the firefighters whose funeral was today. Sad to say that I didn't really see it in the newspaper or anything. I noticed that a lot of my questions aren't being returned due to I asked you, 2 meetings ago, what is the starting pay for these new officers? Then I spoke to Council Vice President Escobar. What is the 269 George Street, the liquor store? But why? See, regardless, none of my questions are never being answered. Now my question is, did Officer Lugo retire? Hope to get the 3 answers at the next meeting. But I will start off with saying, wow, I miss my real police officers from New Brunswick. I lived in New Brunswick, grew up here 45 years, all my life. Wow, Tony Capolo, Neil James, and Tony Barrier, like I said, I can't go through the list, but wow, ones that lived in New Brunswick, my buddy from Wellington Place, wow, he was a real true one. His nickname was Ticket Man. Wouldn't let you do 35 on Livingston Avenue. Please, what are these police officers doing? Like I said, Chuck O'Donnell, Captain Miller, you want to start showing pictures trying to make someone look bad? Wow, I'm going to start posting the pictures, what these New Brunswick police officers are doing, sitting around, chilling out. Oh, I'm going to put up the video on Facebook. Oh, 5 of your police cars chilling out over with the ladies at a Rutgers party. Oh, I'm surely going to start showing. You want to try to show pictures to make me look bad. The story what you did for putting up with my nephew on Facebook. But I thank you, New Brunswick, for standing up to see, like I said, Captain J.T. Miller, Mayor Cahill, and Caputo are nothing but racists. And now I say that Mr. Chuck O'Donnell, that you get paid by them as well. You're one of them as well.
Address the council with your comments.
Well, excuse me. Yes, like I said, all you do is target black people. If New Brunswick was treated equal, stop judging everybody by the color of their skin or where you live. Wow, and follow the law of what is to be done. New Brunswick would be a better place. But wow, I have a message for you, Captain Miller. Keep on digging. First you did it to my son, charged my son with assault. What, you won't provide evidence? What, charges dropped? Still telling me you won't provide evidence. Now you're saying my nephew's charged with this. What, and like I said, how you put my name up there, but like I said, am I getting mad at you? No, I'm not, because I told you, the Lord showed me the vision. Mayor Cahill,
Please address the
Captain
council.
J.T. Miller, Caputo, you will be out of here. I will not get mad at you anymore. Because like I said, for all your races that you do, it will come back to you. And like I said, I'm smiling. Do you see me anger? Like I said, whenever the Lord shows me what's going to happen, just like I told you, that river was going to flood.
Ms.
What,
Moore,
just like
please
I told you,
address
what?
the council.
Situation with Livingston Avenue. Like I said, I see things, and like I said, you can keep having your officers, trying to approach, make it look like you're doing good. Miss Moore's coming down the road. I can leave my phone home, and like I said, where you can't track me, where I see your officers just chilling out. Come on, you want to try to make somebody look bad, but one thing that really hurt me, that's you, Mr. Chuck O'Donnell. I never
Ms. Moore,
disrespected.
please address the
I
council.
never disrespected you in any way, and for the article that you put up there with my nephew and putting my name at the bottom of them, you're gonna feel it in the same way I'm feeling pain. It's like you're gonna get stabbed right in your heart, and you're gonna feel the pain because I never disrespected you in any way. But like I said, thank you to the public where they know that you, Chuck O'Donnell, and Captain J.T. Miller, the way you wrote that story, it was only to come at me, and it's not going to hush me. It's going to make me, like I said, keep putting more evidence out there. I had nothing against the police department. But wow, you want to play tit-for-tat war? Let me start getting busy, because I'm surely going to show the public, wow, why it's taking 15 minutes to get to a scene? With you chilling out everywhere? You want to see the evidence? When I speak upon it, I will prove it. But like I said, wow, then you have a murderer. And like I said, thank you for the public for speaking up the same thing. Wow, you have someone wanted for murder that stabbed someone, but wow, you wouldn't put a picture up for him? Why? Because like I said, you only target black people. But like I said, keep on digging. Somebody's going to be digging for you, doing paperwork on you soon.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Moore. I have to, just a point of order. I should have recused myself on one of the resolutions. Can I go back and do that now, please? I apologize for that, just for the record. That would be number 21, so recuse myself on that.
Noted.
Hi, how are you? Can you please state your name, spell your last name, and give us your address for the record?
Yes, so my name is John Maragi. My last name is spelled E-L-M as in Mary, A, R as in Robert, A, G as in George, H as in Henry, Y as in Yellow. I live at 183 Congress Street, Jersey City, New Jersey.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm the director of ARM, and I just want to thank everyone, the City Council and City Administration, for your trust in us. Our mobile hygiene program will be entering its second year this year, and I'd also like to commend the City of New Brunswick. This is one of very few programs in the state, one of very few programs in the world, and the city is one of very few cities that invests in their human services infrastructure in the way that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again, Mr. Cragdon.
Hello again. Do want to start by wishing Mr. Anderson a full and speedy recovery. Also wanted to say rest in peace to Rogelio Lopez, the man who was murdered over the weekend, and sincere condolences to all of his loved ones. Continue to be concerned about violence in the city. In the course of my work, I do get to attend other municipal government meetings, and I was at the Franklin Township meeting a little over a week ago, and they had their police director not only attend the meeting, but gave a presentation with slides. It was called the annual report for the department. And I just wanted to ask, why can't we have that level of transparency here in New Brunswick?
You please continue with your comments.
Why can't we have that level of transparency here?
That's not their procedure. It's not the way the police department operates. But this is not a question-answer session, Mr. Cradible. Please
Okay.
make your comments.
Will you ask the police director to give an annual report to the council?
I will pass your comments along to him.
But you don't think it would be wise or good to have a Police Department give an annual report?
I'm not making any comment on it at this time.
Okay. Why doesn't the mayor attend these meetings?
You would have to ask him.
Okay, well, every time I try to speak to him, he doesn't want to talk to me. So can somebody here tell me why the mayor doesn't attend these meetings?
Again, this is not a dialogue portion of the meeting, this is a comment portion.
40:69A-41 states, "The mayor may attend meetings of the council and may take part in discussions of council, but shall have no vote except in the case of a tie," et cetera, et cetera. So I've been told previously by folks like Mr. Shammy that the form of government is the reason that Mayor Cahill doesn't attend these meetings, but that's false. We're a Faulkner Act town. Mayor council, is that not the correct statute, 40:69A-41B?
We are a Faulkner form of government, Mr. Bradley, you're correct. The mayor has no position with respect to the council and voting.
Right, so this is the law. The mayor may attend
The
meetings.
mayor could attend any meeting he so desires.
Okay, so he chooses not to attend these meetings.
Now, he's not required to statutorily nor legally.
Right, so he chooses not to attend these meetings. For the record, the Franklin Township mayor was at their meeting.
A different form of government.
Fair enough, but the mayor could be here if he wanted to. He doesn't want to be here.
Anywhere.
He doesn't want, okay, I'm just going to move on because 2 meetings ago I did ask a question. I was promised a response. Does the mayor have an email address for members of the public to contact him? You didn't address it today, nor did the vice president when she ran the last meeting. You all have email addresses. I've come to understand from Mr. Barron, the mayor of the city of New Brunswick in the year 2022 does not have an email address. Why not?
Again, that's a question you'd have to direct towards him.
Okay, we know where that's going. The man doesn't show up at these meetings. The man doesn't give speeches. He doesn't have public events. And he doesn't even have an email address. Is he not sure if email is going to catch on? It's been in wide use for decades throughout his term. He chose not to get an email address because he wants to be hard to find. He doesn't want to answer questions. He doesn't want to engage with the public. And he leaves you all hanging out to dry here. He's not here. You've all got email addresses. You know, some of you even correspond with members of the public via email. Why can't the mayor do that? He's being paid a salary to be the mayor, and he's letting us down. November 12th, Bert Barron posted an insensitive and false statement on the city website. I've been asking literally for months as to who prepared this statement. Mr. Barron appears to have a case of amnesia. You've helped advance some of the questioning during my 5 minutes, but when my 5 minutes ends, we don't get the answer. So are you still interested in finding out who wrote that insensitive and false statement?
The council is not taking this any further. I have discussed this several times. I think Madam Vice President discussed it last week. This is not an issue that's before the council anymore. If we need to take it up with Mr. Barron, then you can take it up with him outside of the meetings.
Okay, so you don't care who wrote the statement?
It's not that we don't care. It's nothing that the council was, we did not partake in it. We don't have access to post anything to the city website, so it's not business before this council.
Well, I encourage you to review the Faulkner Act. You do have powers to investigate questions like this. And I think that for all the families who were disparaged by that statement, who lost loved ones and then had to go through the re-traumatization of having their family members smeared by the city where they were killed, I think they deserve answers. And I'm still going to keep asking questions. I hope you'll join me in asking those questions, and we can just get it over with and get the answers out here. Mr. Barron's here today. Deputy Director Miller's here today. I encourage you, please, use your power to ask them questions, and let's get the answers out. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Don't let you like that.
Do we have anyone else who wishes to speak? Seeing none?
Move to close?
Second.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council President Sephora Ludwig.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.